Who might you be? Oh god, okay. Sure was a hassle to get out here. Looks like I made it just in time. Huh? You aren't an easy one to find, you know, but at last we finally get to meet again, my dear Osato. Can you please answer my question? Who are you? Are you being serious? This isn't one of your usual silly acts. Come on now, really, you've got me after, what, just 400 years? That stings, you know. 400 years? Oh, I'm not going to think about anything, I'm looking at my surroundings. The Kentekesho ruins are even quieter than usual. Only the rustle of trees and the murmur of waves fill the air. Do you think... This is going to be my other guess. We didn't really get a lot of information on Tamashige. Is it possible that he was actually made immortal and in some fashion the grudge spirit happened, but his like soul still remained alive? So it's like still him? Like, I feel like there's some convoluted things that could happen, but I also feel like the answer needs to be a bit simpler than that. Like, I had some, like, stupid bullshit I said earlier about Mare still potentially being a mermaid because of, like, body swapping. But I don't know how accurate that could possibly be. Okay, so I know this guy claims to be Kipe Akoma, who's apparently another 800-year immortal. How do you know he's Akoma? Did he say that? That's not the real issue. I need to know who he really is, not who he claims to be. I don't think he's about to just come out and tell me. Looks like he enjoys being cryptic. Though I didn't expect him to just say he knew me 400 years ago. That's a huge clue. Who exactly was he 400 years ago? If I push a little, maybe I can draw it out. But man, did I really come across as that spaced out even back then? Oof. So you're saying that you know me from 400 years ago? Well, we never met directly then. I can hardly believe it. Alright, so no. Definitely not him. Oh, he got closer. No, don't get closer. Eek, he's getting closer. Who'd have thought my dear Osato was Princess Hatsune all along? How do you know I used to be called Hatsune? Back then, 400 years ago, I never realized it was you. So sorry about that. Huh? He knew about me? And the story goes that Princess Hatsune was offered up to hold down the curse of the raging waves. Sleeping for ages down there, huh? Who knew immortality could be put to such a creative use? Truly selfless. Admirable stuff. Brings a tear to my eye. Not really. There wasn't any other choice. And I wasn't actually asleep, so it was pretty awful. Also, could you please answer my question instead of going off on your own tangent? Well, turns out the resentment I bore was heavier than the curse you were holding back. I just told you to stop. But wait a second, the resentment you bore? Thanks to that, ever since then, anytime I got near Taishima's waters, a raging storm would well up every time. I've tried countless times over these 400 years, but each and every time my ship went under. I've had my fair share of trouble too, you know. But then, that would make you the Raging Waves curse bearer. Oh, right, I guess I ended up becoming quite the legend here on Kameshima, didn't I? There's only one person you could really be then. Oh, sounds like you finally remembered me. Although centuries have passed, would you be so kind as to address me once again? Come, call me by my real name once more. Right, the files from the past made it clear. Kipe Komi's true identity is... I mean, I would still assume... It would have to be what, like, stirs up the raging waves. It would have to be... either Yoshitaka or Sadamune. But I feel like Sadamune would make the most sense. Technically speaking, if he died on the island when he was close to the gate to Ryogu, would that mean that he was able to get into Ryogu? I mean, I don't really want to even think about it too much. Sumitaka, I think, could potentially be who we are. I'm just gonna say it's Sadamune. Like, realistically, we can just go down the list of names here. It's not mermaids. And then I don't think it's gonna be the Onmyoji because he put the seal on it. So it's either... It has to either be the, Yashitaka or Sadamune, and I'm going with Sadamune. I wonder what he says if you say it's wrong. I already forgot how to spell it. Sadamune? Was it a 2 A's or was it Sadomune? I'm just so bad with names. Sadamune. Huh? Sadamune? Is that not right? That's right! Oh, okay, good. I feel like that has to be the only thing that would make sense. Also, I think Pirate Man just kind of didn't... That'll just kind of end it, right? Like, he kind of kept searching but didn't find anything. That also would imply that the Raging Waves didn't burst out again when he was searching because he wasn't who the curse was for specifically. Also, Sadamune was the one specifically that betrayed the island. That's right, Kamatsu Sadamune, vassal of the Kuki clan and commander of the raid on Ise-Shima. I knew it! He was more directly involved with the raid. So the Raging Waves curse-bearer wasn't a descendant, it was you, the commander himself. Which means this is all your fault. She's shaking with rage. You caused all of this to happen. Everything that happened to Ise-Shima and the mermaids. Yeah, enough of that. Enough? Are you serious? We're in the Showa era now. Digging up ancient history won't change a thing. Besides, my whole army was sunk along with Ise-Shima. I had a pretty rough time too, you know. Lucky for me, I was immortal. Otherwise, I'd have definitely died alongside them. So you were, like, immortal before that? How can you seriously stand there and play the victim with a straight face? My side's the sadder tale. Botched the mission, lost all my men, and I couldn't even go back to the army. It is so sad, you fucker. I'd worked so hard to join the Kuki clan, and then everything was back to square one, years on the road with no real purpose. Hundreds of years since then, through the Edo period to now, constantly changing names and identities, it was all so tough. Most people would hear my tale and show some compassion, you know. Well, I could not care less. Honestly, I don't. Ah, right, you were just sleeping through it all, so you wouldn't understand the pain I had to go through. Oh, shut it. I was conscious the whole time and my memories are all scrambled because of it. Haha! I see your fearless attitude hasn't changed a bit. I love it. And I see you still never listen to anyone. But hold on, what am I talking about? Am I starting to remember something? Yo, you got any stickers nearby? Do I know this man from my past? I don't remember a thing about him, and I can't imagine ever getting along with him either. Still, there's one thing I have to ask him. Only the one thing. So he really is Kamatsu Sadamune, the one who led the attack on Ise-Shima 400 years ago. I don't think we ever met in person, but I never imagined he'd also be an 800-year immortal. I don't like the way... Why does it that, like... We kind of talk like we did meet in person, though. So he used what he learned from the mermaids to worm his way into the Kuki clan and build a name for himself. I mean, I know better than most that he'd have had a rough time trying to fit in as just another member of society. But if that means putting himself above everyone else, that's where I draw the line. Still, why is he being so arrogant with me? Before anything else, there's something I need to ask. Go on. I was wondering, did you come to the southern coast of Kameshima about 5 years ago? Yes, well deduced. You mean that day they called the Kameshima Southern Sea disaster, right? I was keeping an eye on Yuza Minakuchi, or should I say, the Samakawa line. Figured if I timed it right, I might snatch some mermaid flesh when they returned to Ryogu. What? So you were out at sea then? You caused the raging waves? Oh yeah, I pulled some strings with the local fishermen and headed out. The moment we hit that area, that massive storm formed. It wasn't just my ship either. A bunch of others got caught up too. Yeah, we know. What a day. Yuza Minakuchi went missing. I didn't find my mermaid. It was all a total disaster. Haha. No way. You're the reason that disaster happened 5 years ago? Do you even realize what the people of Kameshima went through because of that disaster? Eh? Come on. I needed mermaid flesh to get in good with Unkaka Dono. What else was I supposed to do? You know how it is. Can't live a normal life without a family register these days. Every few decades, once the old one gets tricky to use, I always need to find a new one. Around that time, I had to start it with a new identity of a young man named Kipe Ikoma. I was just trying to get results fast. Got a little impatient. Can't really blame me, can you? Ah! How can someone be so selfish and heartless? I can't even begin to describe how furious I am right now. Forget trying to reason with him. He's beyond forgiveness. Whoa there, easy. Come now, my dear Osato. Just relax. You won't get far trying to apprehend me anyway. Might be better if you just hear me out. What's that supposed to mean? It means our little chat hasn't arrived at our main talking point just yet. See, today's the day the curse of the raging waves has been lifted at last. That's the only reason I could come here in person. And trust me, I've got a very specific reason for coming here and talking with you. I feel like it would be something stupid, like he wants to marry Sato because, like, hey, immortals together. Damn it, I can't recall who he is, but just keeping near him annoys me somehow. It's not just his attitude, it feels deeper than that. There's some kind of buried connection. What else could it be, though? Alright, talk. Right, you've been looking for me, haven't you? What exactly do you want? Don't tell me you also plan to hand me over to that Unkaka Dono person. Oh, well, yeah, that was the plan at first. You know how it goes. Nothing wins a person of power's favor like the promise of immortality. If someone's actually achieved it, all the better. You would be literal living proof and an offering all in one. Couldn't you have just used yourself as proof? What? Don't be stupid. That'd blow my cover. Think it through a bit, will you? Right, of course. Besides, I have my own goals. I needed mermaid flesh to achieve them. Trying to find mermaids would be so much easier with someone in power backing me. Yeah, well, I couldn't care less about your goals. Ha! Fair enough, to be honest. I don't care about that goal anymore either. Unkaka Dono's gone now, and besides, I found you. Huh? That's the real reason I came here, my true goal, the whole damn point of this all. Me? Indeed, I'm not just looking for any 800-year immortal. I want you, Sato Shiranami. You. Whoa, what are you even saying? We never even met, did we? There's no connection between Kamatsu Sadamune and me. Oh, you're still not getting it? That's odd. I figured you would be the one desperate to see me. You really don't remember? Remember what? That Kamatsu Sadamune crap was all just a name I borrowed 400 years ago. Wasn't my real one. Never was. Alright, so he was older than that, which kind of makes sense with what he's been saying. You and I go way, way further back than that, Sato. Our bond is so much deeper. What are you talking about? Further than that? After all, you held on to that bronze mirror I gave you, no? Kept it close all this time, so that really was you then? Wait, the mirror? Go on, say it. You remember, don't you? That's it. I know who he really is. So if we did go that way, then, if we directly said that, would we have, like, bypassed some stuff? But how does that work then? Tomoshige, specifically gave her the mirror, right? History? He eventually had, yeah. Tomoshige. And you know, just in case, I would hate to have to type it all out again if I spelt it wrong. Tomoshige. Terra no Tomoshige? Ah, at last. Glad you finally remembered. Alright, so that makes sense then about, like, I don't know about how that works with, like, a cursed thing. Correct. Welcome back, Osato of Kusawa. Wait. Kusawa? Whoa! Oh, that's right. File update it. Big lore. Biography. Encounter with the mermaid. Aftermath. After that, there was none who saw Tomoshige again, and he faded from memory without ever leaving his mark on the pages of history. At around the same time, Kusawa village found itself in an uproar following the return of Sato, who had been employed in the service of the Hike. However, after it was discovered that she had somehow become immortal, she was shunned by the other villagers who found her newfound state unsettling, and she soon left the village for parts unknown. A fragmented version of these events would go on to be passed down orally, eventually becoming one of the Yao Bakuni legends told to this day. Okay, so all this did was bring up the aftermath part. Why did this come up new? I guess because we got the biography. Well, we're on biography right now. But then the invasion of Ise-Shima. What's new here? The truth? I guess the truth of Princess Hatsune is the new thing. And the truth of Komatsu Sarume. I don't think these were in there before. Having eaten the flesh of Mermaid and becoming an 800-year immortal. I kind of wish there was a smoother way of showing, like, what was added to old bits. Like, just a highlight. Having eaten the flesh of a mermaid and becoming an 800-year immortal, Sato spent years wandering across Japan. Eventually, with the help of the Onmyoji Tsuchimikado Harakage, a descendant of one of her former benefactors, she made her way to Ise-Shima, an island rumored to be home to mermaids, and began to live there quietly. The islanders, duty-bound to protect the mermaids and the entrance to Ryogu, were accepting of her and her circumstances, and Sato was finally able to gain the peaceful life she had been searching for. Having changed her name many times during her years of wandering, she was going by Hatsune at the time. After she had spent some time there, Kuki Sumitaka, under whose jurisdiction Ise-Shima fell, grew fond of her, and took her in as his adopted daughter, initially unaware of her true identity. Sumitaka eventually discovered her immortality, but even so continued to treat her the same as he always had, and Sato came to trust him as well. Following the invasion of Ise-Shima, Sato sacrificed herself in order to quell the curse of the raging waves, with Harakuge's ritual causing her to fall into a deep sleep within the sacred land of the bottom of the sea. The seal on the sacred land was set to break. That might have been here already, because that's all, like, stuff we really already knew. The seal of the sacred land was set to break 400 years later, which was in fact to awaken Sato from her slumber. Komatsu Sadamune, the vassal who goaded Kuki Yoshitaka into invading Ise-Shima, was in fact Tara no Tamashige, who had eaten mermaid flesh and gained unnatural longevity. Unable to let go of his dream of reviving the Terra clan even after 400 years, he caught wind of rumors of mermaids being worshipped on Ise-Shima, and infiltrated the Kuki navy under the name Komatsu Sadamune, plotting to uncover the sacred land. However, his rash and impulsive destruction of the sacred land ended up triggering the curse of the raging waves, and his plan ultimately ended in failure. Although caught up in the sinking of Ise-Shima, Tamashige could not die and was swept away by the sea to an unknown fate. He never directly met Princess Hatsune, and as such, the two remain unaware of each other's existence. Alright, well that all adds up then. I remember now, everything's coming back to me. You're Lord Tamashige. Heh, I've waited long for this moment, Osato. You're telling me you became an 800-year immortal as well? I can't believe it. Shouldn't he be, like, dead already? Unless if he did something else. I'm assuming he wants mermaid flesh so he can come back to life again or be, you know, live longer still. But this said he... He ate the meat, but felt no different. I don't know, it kind of like, so it seems like he ate mermaid flesh first, but I feel like that would mean that his time's up by tonight, at the very least. And what, Sato's time would be up tomorrow night, because we were able to do the, good end and, like, party kind of thing. Indeed, I ate mermaid flesh to become an 800-year immortal just before you did. I guess I should have just continued to see what he had to say instead of trying to look back. 800 years ago, we sailed out searching for mermaids, trying to restore the Hike name to glory. We found one, sure enough, but those Ginji bastards had laid an ambush. They attacked us, tore us apart. But seeing we had both become immortal, we both continued to live our separate lives. I never knew. I thought I was the only one left. I spent all these years thinking I was the only one. You and me both, Osato. It truly is a miracle that we were able to meet like this once again. Listen, Osato. When I realized this body couldn't die, I decided it was my fate to use it in whatever way I could to restore the Hike clan. The grief, the hatred, the curses of my bloodline who died screaming in resentment, I've carried all of it with me in this body. They screamed at me, "We'll finish what we couldn't, that's why you're immortal, damn it." Their voices never stopped, centuries of the family's rage clawing at my skull, every day, every night. Even so, nothing ever worked, but I knew I couldn't just give up. That obsession of mine rotted into resentment, festering for decades, centuries, building and twisting inside me. So I guess just like by default that makes him a curse, because 800 years of it, until finally, centuries of resentment and rage congealed into a curse, something I could control, wield. A curse born from that obsession. The bronze mirror I carried absorbed that same resentment, and over time it transformed into a curse stone. So your goal was to use the power of that curse and the flesh of a mermaid to restore the Hike clan? Indeed. That vow was all I had left. It was the one thing that kept me crawling through these 800 years of hell. I sucked up to people in power and gathered followers, all so I could build an immortal army. But it couldn't be out in the open. Everything had to be done in the shadows, always unseen. Even with immortality and curses on my side, it was damn near impossible. No matter what I tried, power was always out of reach. The path to reclaiming the Hike name was always filled with peril. There's always one fucking problem after the next. Nothing ever went the way I wanted. Damn it! What a crybaby. Before I knew it, the world had changed into one where military power alone was no longer the key to control. I just don't have the power or the time to rule this goddamn new age. Fuck it all. I mean, you had 800 years, dog. You had all the time. Like, this is a skill issue at this point, and so here we are. Before I knew it, my 800-year lifespan was burning out. The end was right there, staring me in the face. That's when something broke in me. All that was left was emptiness. 8 centuries and nothing to show for it. Just the truth that I'd achieved nothing. Tell me, Osato, what the hell were those 800 years of me giving it everything I had worth? I don't think you tried hard enough, dude! You had 800 years! What was it all for? I can't say. Also, I mean, I guess you could say the resentment was what fueled it. The fact that he remembers 800 years ago is kind of wild, considering everything else we know about how that works. When I realized my lifespan was finally coming to an end, I almost felt relieved, like dying might actually finally set me free. Maybe the fact that he held on to the past so fervently is why he wasn't able to, like, take control in those 800 years. He's too stuck in it. It was then that I happened to hear of you. That you, my Osato of Kusawa, were still alive on Kameshima. Also, as an 800-year immortal. How did you hear about it? That moment was the first light to pierce my darkness in 800 goddamn years. Was it from Yamashina? Whoa, aren't you exaggerating a little? Not at all! This is an 800-year-long miracle of fate. Osato, don't you see? Back then, when the Hike fell, you were the only one who stayed with me. You were the only one who comforted me. When my final day comes, I want it to be with you. That's the only thing I want now. If I can just have that, then maybe that was all worth something after all. That's kind of tragic, but he also is a dick, so... You understand, don't you? You must. But the curse kept me from ever setting foot on Kameshima. So I manipulated Unkakadono. I used him to reach you and claim you for myself. Wait, hold on. This is getting a bit too much. Claim for... Like, look at this fucker. If it was just, like, sit at my side while I die, that would be fine. But he's like, he's freaking... He said claim her. Like, ugh. Dude, I'm sorry. I mean... Maybe in those 800 years you haven't heard this term, but I think you might be giving Sato the ick. What's so funny? Hahaha. Oh, Sato, you're blushing. You truly are so lovable. No need to act shy now. 800 years ago, we were bound by a vow of love. What? We were? I don't remember that. You kept the bronze mirror I gave you, did you not? That should be proof enough. Not really. What? No, that's not what you think. Come now, we certainly took the long way around, you and I, but we finally found our way back here. After everything, meeting again like this can only be a blessing of fate. You would think too, if he cared enough, he would think maybe she's alive because I did feed her mermaid flesh. 800 years ago. This is what our curse of immortality was all for. Our final glorious crossing into the next world. Together. No. I mean, yeah, it is the end, but... You've been waiting for it too, haven't you? The day this cursed life finally ends. Come, Masato, let's meet that day together. Let's finally be free of all this endless pain. Let me think about this. I am Osato of Kusawa. At the end of the Heian period, I worked as a maidservant for the Bureau of Onmyo. That's where I first met Tare no Tamashige, by chance. He took a liking to me and made me part of his household. After the fall of the Hike, the world spun into chaos. We were too busy surviving to think about anything else. I remember those days now. We ran from one hiding place to another, and I had no one to depend on but him. But those memories were so distant now. So distant it's hard to tell them apart from something I might have seen on a TV show last month. And now that I think about it, The only reason I kept that bronze mirror after the attack was because it was the one thing I had left when I washed ashore. It was the only clue to who I was. I held onto it out of loneliness, that's all, as a trace of a past I could barely remember. I'm afraid I never had even a shred of affection for Lord Tamashige, even back then. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a pretty... I like how this time think actually has a check mark on it. Maybe it always did if you, like, looked at yourself. I'd imagine if you're being, like, hunted and the only person you have to help you is Tamashige, like, he's gonna develop feelings and you're just gonna be like, I sure hope I survive. It really is him, Lord Tamashige. I remember him now. He was always just like this. All pride and vanity, puffed up with his own importance. The very image of an arrogant Hike. No wonder he failed so spectacularly. Anyone would, acting like that. 800 years, never had a chance for character development. Never ran into a character arc. Always stuck in his ways. And still, part of me can't help but feel sorry for him. In a way, I do feel sorry for him because it's so pitiful. What else am I supposed to do here? Oh, just wait it out? Well, why are you so silent? Say something. You know as well as I do that our lives are almost up. It could be over by tomorrow. What are you hesitating for? Hey, Sato, say something. I'm talking to you nicely and you just stand there like a fucking idiot. Wake up. Wow, I wonder why she doesn't like him. All you need to do is be grateful and come to my side. That's it. Stop being so fucking pathetic. But what if I refuse? Are you fucking kidding me? Refuse after all these years? There is no refusal. You know what's also fucking crazy? Like, obviously he's insane, but the fact that he called up Sato on the phone was like, oh, do you remember me? Oh, you don't remember me? Well, anyways, I'm going to kill everyone if you don't come to this boat. Instead of just saying, yo, hey, Sato, it's your boy Tamashige. We knew each other back in the day. I would love if we, like, talked, you know? I have, like, a boat that's coming if you want to, like, learn more about your past or something. But, again, he's arrogant and vain, so of course I don't know, he thinks he's playing cute by being like this? Refuse after all these years? There is no refusal. You would dare defy me? That was never even a fucking option. Come with me, right now. If you dare try to say no again, I'll ensure you receive due punishment. I have harsher methods I can use. Harsher methods? I told you, I can use a curse, remember? A curse that targets a certain pattern and slices anyone with it clean through. Nice and painful. But even if you use that to hurt me, if I just hold on until tomorrow, your time will run out. You'll never get what you want. Are you really that fucking dumb? Why would I use it on you? You're immortal. Huh? Before I came here, I handed out dozens of business cards with the target pattern to people on the island. You wouldn't. With just a flick of my wrist, these stupid islanders will be dead in an instant. You get what I'm trying to tell you, right? I guess that explains also why he didn't go to her directly, like find her so easily as he spent all that time handing out business cards. Because he knew this could have been an option, which also means that he knows that she's not into him, but he's just such a fucking freak. You're holding the people here hostage? Ha! They're just insurance, a way to ensure you will come with me. In fact, that old man Wakamura was so stubborn about handing you over, I had to deal with him first. What? You mean you killed him? But what is Chie's involvement in all of this? So, what will you do? You have two options, Osato. Time to choose. Obey and come with me quietly. Or let your selfishness condemn these innocent people to a brutal death. And come with me only after you watch them die. No. No. No, I still can't. I won't follow you. I refuse. What? You selfish little brat. But very well, I'll make you regret that choice. Let's see how long that defiance of yours holds out. I mean, if you already kill people, you might as well keep defying, or else their sacrifice will be in vain. I mean, I guess in a way it's in vain, but it's also like, don't let this fucker have his satisfaction. My controller vibrated a little bit there. So, as much as I don't love it, name input 1 and 2. As much as I hate the idea of doing it, let's go with him. It's gonna be a bad end. Do we really have to think? I mean, at the very least, since a new chapter showed up, it seems like someone may have found a way to get rid of the business cards. No, I can't. That's one thing I just can't do. Very well, I'll do as you wish, Lord Tamashige. Ha, finally came to your senses. You think you could ever defy me? Should have known your place from the start, you worthless peasant. Why does he act like he even gives a shit, dog? He doesn't. I'm sorry. In the end, I gave in to Tamashige's threats. Maybe, just maybe, there was still some way to fight his curse, but when those memories of a distant past came flooding back to me, fragments of a life long gone. And when I thought of this man who spent 800 years chasing one purpose with such stubborn, hopeless purity, something in me must have wavered. No, that's stupid. Before I knew it, I'd chosen to face the end together with this pitiful man, Tamashige. Did they decide to drown themselves? And so, before our time finally ran out, we sank to the bottom of Ise Bay, fading into foam upon the sea. That wouldn't be the way I would end things. As the curse that had sustained us for 8 centuries at last began to unravel, I felt my senses slipping away. Beside me, Tamashige drifted in silence, his face calm, almost childlike. I stared at his smile as he slowly faded away. A strange calm came over me then, as my consciousness began fading into nothingness. Ending number 4. Did I really miss out on like a 3 and a 2? Would it be just getting the bad outcome of those other story beats that we had? If Sato didn't have the box, and if we killed if we used the Forsaken Fish again, I guess. I wonder like where directly it would be affected though. Well, that would make sense for 2 and 3. Like maybe because Avi did kill someone else, that Yumeko just takes him in right away. Forgive me. I won't be able to spend the next 800 years with you. So, what that sounds like to me, and that kind of makes sense, and is honestly kind of wholesome in a damning kind of way. I think she wants the box so she can become immortal again, get another 800 years, so she can... So basically she can help Yuza not be alone in his own immortality. Because at the very least then they can be immortal together. That's like a lot less tragic than being alone. So that's, you know, that's pretty cool. Bad ending, not so cool. Do I... I'll look for bad endings after we continue with stuff. We don't have many chapters between this left. I'm wondering if Memories of the Last Summer has any hint that we went through all this shit. Because it, like, you know, it's just like, hey, we're gonna go have some fun and party and all that. I guess the timeline shift too, when it like stretched out the timeline, indicated to us that Memories of Last Summer was like the end point and not right after we got off the boat. But anyways, we continue on. We need a plan. We sure do. After discovering the corpse of Shinobu Wakamura, Yuza and Azami realize that the threat of the curse still remains. They meet up with Sato and Tsukasa and gather at a place of their childhood days to discuss what to do next. So with Sato, so that's somewhere over here. I wonder then, with the refusal, if Sato just knows that we did something about the business cards in some way. Although I don't know how we would do anything about the business cards. But I would explain why she was here. What? You can't be serious! Old Man Wakamura was murdered? Seems that way. I called the police to look into it. It probably has something to do with the slashing curse. That means whoever is causing the curse is on the island at this very moment. Oh my god, that's terrifying. I thought they'd already found the cursed stone that was causing this to happen. But it looks like we're not out of danger yet. This is too much, so the curse is still hanging around? How does that even happen? I don't know, but is there a sticker nearby? I need one more. Maybe it's at the, like, final moment of the game. Is that the sticker down there? The Kantakeshu at night. There is no sound other than the wind in the trees and the distant tide. But an anxious feeling grips my chest at the thought of what might lurk behind this stillness. She hasn't seen the corpse for herself, so the reality of the situation still hasn't sunk in. I told her before that everything was going to be okay, so it's no wonder that she's shocked by this news. Yeah, I'd be shocked if I heard someone's dead. After finding Mr. Wakamura's mangled corpse. Oh god. He's having a rough time of it. We called Shotaro straight away and asked him to inform Mrs. Shiki of the situation, so that's when he showed up there. With the crime scene under investigation, we made our way out here to find Tsukasa and Sato. I had a feeling that the killer's real target must be Sato. I needed to find her before the culprit did. We managed to gather everyone together, but I knew we wouldn't be able to relax until the killer was found. The question is, what do we do now? Will hiding here keep everyone safe? Kind of crazy that I can just talk to everyone. That's a lot of people to talk to. You're here? I'm sure he's thinking about what to do next. About how to help everyone on the island. Azami always worries about everyone else before he worries about himself. He really is a good guy. Like he doesn't have anything to talk about. Ordinarily bright and cheerful, she says nothing as the darkness clouds her features. Even she can't hide her concerns now that the situation has become so dire. Recollection! I thought I could avoid... Fuck, wait, sorry. Thought I could avoid speaking to her, but I don't know if I can hold back anymore. Natural talent. Fuck, man. Okay. Hey, Azami, what's up? Hey, Yuza, I got a question. What's up? Isn't the slashing curse the thing Kikuko tried to use? But she was arrested, right? You don't think she's trying again, do you? Well, I think it's a possibility, yes. But we should probably avoid mentioning her to the others unless we can prove she's involved. You're right, we don't want to scare them any more than we already have. Hey, what are you two whispering about over there? Just some rumors. We don't want to spread stuff we don't actually know is true. Oh, well now I'm even more curious. Do you really think it could be someone else committing murders this time? I think it's most likely someone new. Can we just move past the fact that it could have been her? Because it's not. Yo, what up, girl? I mean, Sato, I think, is kind of the most important person to talk to here, so... But what's this slash and curse business all about, Yuza? Well, to be completely honest, someone planned to use that curse to commit a massacre today. What the hell? Who would do that? Don't worry, the culprit was caught this afternoon. The curse was targeting the symbol on the back of the Kameshima hand mirrors. Oh, I know the ones you're talking about. Yeah, so anyone with one of those mirrors would have been a potential target. Seriously? That's so scary. Oh, that's why Azami took everyone's hand mirrors this afternoon. Heh, just doing my part. But the police apparently found the cursed stone that was used to release the curse. Things probably would have been fine even if I hadn't collected all the mirrors. It can't have been easy though. Thanks for doing that, Azami. Even if the police found some rock, a bunch of people were saved because of you. Well, when you put it like that, I feel like I really helped out. But just because there are no mirrors left doesn't mean we're free and clear, right? Yeah, I somehow doubt Mr. Wakamura had one of those hand mirrors. That means there may be other items with that symbol on them. How am I even ever supposed to relax ever again? You think the police will find the culprit while we're hiding out here? In here? I hope so. They're probably searching for him as we speak. We're done talking to you. Doubt you have anything new to say, but we'll double check. Do you think Tsukasa realized Kikuko might be a suspect in the hand mirror thing? Yeah, she might have. But I don't think she'll say anything even if she has. You're probably right. I think she gets why we aren't naming names. Okay, well now we are done talking to them. Oh, are you talking to me? What? Actually, maybe you should be... There's a chance the culprit is after you, after all, so stay alert. Now I'm even more scared. Wait, really? Why would they be after Sato? I would think that Sato would have still told her about the immortality thing in this timeline. Well, it just seems to me like that would be the case. Huh? Huh? Yuza, do you know something we don't? Well, yeah, I can't keep anything hidden from you, so I might as well come out and say it. The truth is, Sato Shiranami here ate mermaid flesh a long time ago and is now an immortal girl. Well, that is not how I imagined bringing this up. Wait, what? Seriously? And how did you already know that, Yuza? Okay, yes, Tsukasa knows. Was that part of the Tamakazuki vision too? Yeah, something like that. Hold up, wait, I'm not following any of this. You had a Tamakazuki vision? What does that even mean? Yeah, this is a lot to take in. I guess now's a good time to explain everything. What? You ran into a You know what's... Yuza should have at least given Sato, like, the time to say, listen, Sato, Azami's the only one that doesn't know. Can you just let it out? It's still kind of rude to just reveal that without her consent. What? You ran into a Tamakazuki while you were diving and it showed you a vision of a different future? What? Sato ate mermaid flesh and became immortal hundreds of years ago? Yeah, the whole thing is pretty bizarre. Funny world we live in, huh? After this, I don't think I can deny any supernatural mystery or occult conspiracy theory ever again. You're really taking it all this well, Yuza. This is the wildest thing I've heard all day. And Sato, I always thought you were a little different, but I didn't realize you were straight out of the history books. Yeah, sorry about deceiving you. No, I seriously had no idea. You fit into the modern era so effortlessly. Well, I watched a lot of TV to learn how to fit in. I love TV. I love TV? What a moment to bring that character trait up again. Oh, I get it now. The Tamakazuki is also why you knew about the hand mirrors, right? Exactly. That's why I secretly enlisted Azami's help. I have to thank you again for that, Azami. None of this would have worked out if you hadn't trusted me. I was pretty unconvinced at first, but you were so uncharacteristically serious that I didn't have a choice. Yeah, I really learned an important lesson. The more you joke around, the less likely people are to believe you when you need them to. You wouldn't be you if you weren't messing around. I don't think you need to change a thing. I mean, I may have learned a lesson, but that doesn't mean I was planning on changing. Haha, that's the spirit. Never change, man. Anyway, on a more serious note, there's like a killer on the loose. Sato is probably being targeted because she's immortal, right? That's totally gotta be it. There's also that thing we found out earlier. Old Man Wakamura was close to some rich guy called Unkaku Dono. He said he'd break the curse of the raging waves, but only if Wakamura handed over Sato. That's right, Mr. Wakamura said it was to protect the islanders. Seriously? I can't believe I didn't notice all of this happening. Wait, didn't Yuza already break the curse of the raging waves? So there's no need to give Sato to anyone, right? That's true, but things might be worse now. That rich guy might resort to more drastic measures. Oh, that's a good point. Irk. Okay, I think I've got a better grasp on what's going on. If Sato really is being targeted, we have to do whatever we can to protect her. I agree. We should probably stay up here for a while so no one finds us. I really appreciate everything you guys are doing, but this would all be over if I just gave myself up. Not a chance. I'm not about to let you do anything like that. You have no idea what they'd do to you. She's right. We won't let anything happen to you, Sato. Huh? What's that? I think someone's outside. This is bad. Someone's coming. Really? Sato, hide quick! No, wait. I think I know him. Hey, what up? He's a cool guy. He's a good fella. Ah, so this is where you've been hiding? Maybe Soto's just like hiding out in the bushes while we have the conversation with Toshigime. You really gave us a fright. You're Mrs. Shiki's assistant, right? Yes, my name is Soto Kiru. Are you alright, Miss Shiranami? Yes. A man who wishes to harm Miss Shiranami is heading this way. We have very little time. Wait, what? They really are after Sato? It is likely the same person who murdered Mr. Wakamura. We must be prepared to defend ourselves. Okay, is there anything we can do? Any stickers still? God, I have to look at everyone again. Now that an expert in the occult has arrived, she seems a bit calmer. I could really use her brains right now, but I don't want to put too much on her. Why can't I look at her again? The appearance of a competent ally eased the tension in the room. However, a very real threat is now making its way towards us. As soon as he heard that someone was coming, he moved right to the front of the room. He might be the strongest one here, but I hope he doesn't do anything reckless. Isn't that like the front of the room? Hold on a second. Mr. Kiru, how did you find out where we were before the murderer did? Referring to a map, I realized that the path he was taking led only one direction. He was either intending to arrive at the lighthouse or these ruins, so I took a shortcut through the mountains to get ahead of him. There was no one in the lighthouse, so I came here next. Wait, you somehow got ahead of him even though you weren't on the path, in the dark? Those gear you're wearing can't be easy to hike in either, not to mention the fact that you went all the way to the lighthouse before coming here. As I once trained as an itinerant Buddhist monk, I need only the stars to guide my feet. That's amazing. Even we have to be careful at night, and we know these trails pretty well. Then why did you have so much trouble catching people when you chased after them most of the time? When I first met him, he seemed like a pretty level-headed man. It's a little scary. But it's definitely nice to have a psychic around when you're being targeted by a deadly curse. I shouldn't stare too much. I might get in trouble again. I technically didn't stare. I wonder if she would have said something if I kept Like, what was it? It was like 3 different interactions of staring. Maybe that showed up because I did go back to look at her. If the murderer is coming for us, shouldn't we hurry up and get out of here? It might be a good idea to exchange all the information we have so we can be as prepared as possible. Yeah, good point. If we want to protect ourselves, I guess we need to think up a plan sooner than later. Anything else from you? The murderer is coming for us. Alright. How about you, Sato? Huh? What? No, it's nothing, but you don't have to jump like that when I talk to you. Nothing else to say to her. The man heading this way is one Kipe Ikoma. He has come from the mainland. I guess that's why Sato knew his name. According to Mrs. Shiki, he's an 800-year immortal. What? An immortal? Seriously? Another immortal like Sato? Ah, it would seem that you are all aware of Miss Shiranami's condition. It seems like almost everyone knows by this point. I see. But if he's already immortal, what does he want with Sato? That remains unclear. But perhaps Miss Shiranami could shed some light on the issue. Do you know anything about this man Ikoma? No, nothing. In fact, we thought we were being hunted by someone working for a person named Unkaku Dono. That is correct. Ikoma was indeed one of Unkaku Dono's subordinates. I knew it! Did you say was? You mean he doesn't work for Unkaku Dono anymore? Yes, Unkaku Dono, or rather, Yoshiatsu Yamashina, was found dead in his home earlier today. He was apparently murdered by a curse inflicted by a coma in precisely the same manner as Mr. Wakamura was killed. What? Yamashina? So, wondering how Tsukasa's gonna handle this? That means he can't be looking for Sato on Unkaku Dono's behalf. Just so. And that makes his motives for seeking Miss Shiranami entirely unclear. Is it possible that this Ikoma person can use curses without a curse stone? That does appear to be the case. And yet, very few people would be capable of wielding a curse powerful enough to inflict mortal wounds without assistance. Is there any chance he stole back his curse stone? No, the curse stone for the curse of Tamashige is in my possession. You think we could just use it on him and just keep cutting him down as he revives? In fact, I have it with me now. That bronze mirror is a curse stone? Indeed, this is a separate artifact from the Still Tide mirror. It is interesting, however, that both relics were made of bronze mirrors. Ah, that mirror. I'm pretty sure it belonged to Tari no Tamashige. What? How could you know that? Oh, well... Huh? Ah, I believe I understand. Yes, it is all clear now. Considering all the information I've gathered thus far, there's a distinct possibility that Kipe Ikoma has actually lived for 800 years and is none other than Tara no Tamashige. We had this conversation and we had to really do the guessing game with Sato. I know it was for the sake of the player, but... Indeed, 800 years is certainly enough time to accumulate the resentment needed to create a curse. But how could anyone have held fast to such enmity for centuries? Ah, of course, as the sole inheritor of the entire clan's resentment, the depths of his malice would be overwhelming. Wait, what? I don't get it. What are you saying? The dude stayed mad for 800 years. There's no time, so I will give a brief synopsis. We can discuss it in depth at a later date. Okay, let's hear it. All current evidence indicates that the man who is searching for Miss Shiranami, Kipe Ikoma, has been alive for over 800 years. He was known as Tara no Tamashige during the Heian period, when he likely became an 800-year-old immortal. And we can assume he gained the ability to wield a curse that launches a slashing attack at a certain symbol via his clan's accumulated resentment. Launches an attack at a certain symbol? So you're saying that symbol was on the mirrors too? That is my current supposition. It would be the same power as that contained within a curse stone. Using that curse power, Ikoma murdered his ally, Unkaku Dono and then proceeded to kill Mr. Wakamura. Huh. What a monster. Can't you use your powers to stop him or something? It isn't possible, but it isn't impossible, but I believe it would be unwise to provoke him any further at the moment. Is there something else we should be worried about? Well, it appears he passed out business cards with the curse symbol written on them to a number of the island residents. Soto already knows that? But yeah, so like, I don't know. Why would you ever go for the bad ending of going with them? I guess the idea was Sato felt swayed in some way to do his wish. But still, kind of fucked up. He encouraged people to keep them in their pockets, so there is no telling how many people are currently carrying one. Seriously? Even if the curse has an activation range, as long as he's on the island, we have to assume that all those people are at risk. Then he can kill as many people as he wants, whenever he wants. Holy shit, that's insane! We definitely shouldn't provoke him then. The entire island has been taken hostage. Until we do something to remedy the situation, we cannot move against him. What can we even do? We don't have time to find everyone who has a business card right now. Oh, why don't we use the island PA system to tell everyone to throw out the cards? It's possible that Akoma would hear the broadcast and use the curse before anyone could react. Damn, yeah, I guess that might push him over the edge. There's just not enough time to do anything else. I might have something. Why don't I meet with Akoma to buy us some time? If I'm the one he's after, I bet he won't curse anyone while I'm talking with him. No way, that's too dangerous. Don't worry, I'm an immortal girl, so nothing can happen to me. But if I'm lucky, I might be able to get him to reveal his intentions, or even find some way to end all this. Mr. Q, this might be the best way to buy us some more time. I'm afraid we have little choice, but you must avoid inciting his anger at all costs. I understand. Do not reveal that you know his true identity either, and try to keep him talking for as long as possible. Don't worry, I'm very good at feigning ignorance. You can call me Deadpan McPokerface. Hell yeah. Haha, nice to meet you, Deadpan. So that was... the, like, slowdown on that was buying time. And still an excuse for us as the player to try to figure it out ourselves. Okay, we'll stay hidden up here for now. Sato, please be careful. I'm going to be as careful as I can be, trust me. We'll find some way to deal with the curse. Just don't let Akoma do anything to you. I know, I believe in you guys. Can I talk more? Fuck. I want, like, Tsukasa, I want to know what she has to say about her dad being dead. Miss Shiranami is waiting for Akoma downstairs. There's no sign of him yet, but it's only a matter of time before he arrives. We need to do something about the business cards while she's keeping him busy. Was that? No, Soto said that. For some reason I thought Tsukasa said that. We need to do something about the business cards while she's keeping him busy. Yes, if I go alone, I should be able to make it back to town fairly quickly. You think we can ask people in town for help? Yes. Mrs. Shiki and the others are coming this way, so I should be able to meet them en route. Okay, then we don't have to go it alone. We can ask them for help if need be. What about the two foreigners? They're with Miss Shiki too, right? Mrs. Shiki. I was not aware you knew of them, but yes, they are. Huh? You mean those two tourists? What are they doing with her? The girl is a psychic. She may be able to offer assistance. Whoa, really? You know what? Oh, hell yeah! Look at that! So what's our bonus for getting all of them? Realistically, only missed one. I wouldn't count the reward for getting our diving score can do toucan as missing one because it was like a very specific situation. You found all 20 mockingbirds. The mockingbird theater has been unlocked. A theater? There's a theater? What does that mean? Is there gonna be like an anime opening? I hope it's an anime opening. The mountains of Kameshima are shrouded in darkness. At this very moment, a man named Nakoma is approaching along the path. I doubt he'll be able to find us up here on the roof, but we still need to do something. It's probably gonna take a while to get through all of that. It might be like a bonus episode by the end of everything. Theater, reading all of the lore. I wonder what kind of abilities a professional psychic has. Azami's trying his best to think of a way to stop the curses too. It's nice to know I'm not dealing with all of this alone. Just realizing that gives me hope. I appreciate how much of a bro he is, but I don't know what he can do. Can I make sure I'm on the right page about the curse and its conditions and all that? Sure. Okay, so Ikoma has a curse that uses a certain symbol as a target for a slashing attack, right? Or in a bad way because he gave a bunch of people business cards with that symbol on it? Yes, he can kill the islanders whenever he wants. Okay, and now we don't have time to collect them all, and if we make an announcement about the cards, Ikoma will hear it and use the curse. So what are we supposed to do here? We don't have any time. Yeah, that's the problem. Our only way out of this is a supernatural solution. She's racking her brain to think of a way to deal with the curse. Now that I think about it, Tsukasa reacted oddly to that information earlier. I feel like I might have some idea what's going on with her because of the Tamakazuki's vision. Maybe I could use that somehow? How would we use that? Is my question. This is it. Do or die time. I've been trying not to think about it, but ever since I met the Tamakazuki this afternoon, I can't help feeling like some all-knowing entity is somehow directing my movements. Oh, good. Gee, I wonder if that's what's happening. I guess I'll refer to them as the Tamakazuki for now. Somehow being led along like this isn't an unpleasant feeling. It actually feels perfectly natural to just go along with it. If anything, the Tamakazuki's choices have helped us miraculously avoid many crises so far. That's why I feel like their knowledge will help us overcome this situation too. But maybe that's just wishful thinking. I mean, it depends on how good I am. Still, I'm almost positive the Tamakazuki can hear what I'm thinking right now. If they're listening, maybe they can give us a sign so we know what to do next. I somehow feel like reassessing what I know about everyone will help me find an answer. I guess knowing psychics and knowing that we know about you is that. Alright. Well now, Yuza Minakuchi, it would seem you have a plan? Not really. I mean, why would you ask me? Oh, I merely had a hunch. My intuition is telling me that you should look inside yourself for an answer. Huh? Hold on just a minute. Can he tell that the Tamakazuki is working through me? Well, we know that we need to do something about you. Sorry, hold on a minute. The gears are all turning full tilt right now. Maybe the old man isn't her father, but like her grandfather? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Is there more I need to do to think about this? Well, I have a plan. I'm gonna work through it. I got it. I have a plan. Probably. Really? Alright, Yuza. Yuza, before you tell us your idea, allow me to impart a warning. Okay. Whatever you tell us, I'm going to trust your judgment and carry out your plan immediately. As things stand, we simply have no time to weigh the options or consider other avenues. Irk. Do you understand? You can only choose once, and there is no leeway for unnecessary steps. I mean, we can turn back time, but wow, no pressure then. Now, lay out the entire plan, who to ask and what to ask of them. God. Choose which of these individuals to enlist and what to have them do, then select confirm. Well, something about you with... Go diving. Use inheritance. Is that correct? Why do we need to go diving? Can I back out? Okay, so it's like everyone has an option. Pilot the boat, collect cards, act as consultant. Go diving, fool around, and act purification. Enter negotiations, beg for mercy, flee to Tokyo. Use vision ability, do housework, consult with husband. The husband might know things. Curse, Shagan, Feast of Shadows. Go diving, crack a joke, do laundry. Enter negotiation, use curse, write manuscript. The good news is I feel like a lot of these options are a little more straightforward. What was their options? Guardian Spirit, Shikigami, Dowsing. We know where he is, so Dowsing's not going to be a thing. What were her abilities exactly? The ability to call upon the numerous guardian spirits of the Lunar Light family and invoke their powers to exercise spirits and negate certain psychic abilities. Is there enough guardian spirits to protect everyone on the fucking island? Ability to turn a piece of paper with an individual's name written on it into a butterfly, which will return it to an individual in question. Never mind, that sounds like the right way to go. Although she does not have to be the one who wrote the name, it must be Cersei who cast the spell on the paper. When you say that, can she say a piece of paper that just has the name on it? Because we know the name on it. She should be able to just do that, right? I would say technically a guardian spirit might be able to protect the people, but if she can make them butterfly away, that would be it. So then what's our last thing that we need? Inner self? Do we need the Feast of Shadow to make it a strong enough spell, actually? That might be the thing we need. Because, I would assume it's not quite strong enough. In which the potency and range of certain types of spiritual abilities are increased. Only effective at night. It's not convenient. Soto himself is able to create a domain up to 1 kilometer in range. How much is 1 kilometer in range? With that, I think that might be what we need for both of them to do psychic shit. Can we get everyone to do something? We can change these and cancel them out? I mean, at this point, no one's gonna do anything of use, right? Negotiate what? I don't think there's any... I think we're good. I think this will do it, right? We make the business cards fly away. Although, what does use your inheritance mean? Wait, fuck. Why would I need her to do any of that? It implied that there was something about that that's useful to use. What would using the inheritance mean at all? Fuck. That, yeah, What? Did I get the idea that we needed to use 3 people? Where did I get that idea from? Do housework. So yeah, like the circle doesn't really mean anything. Um... Like, I have this plan out. I don't know if, like, having... I'm just gonna confirm and see what happens. So... Fuck it. Let's just go with it and see what happens. Very well. That's 3 in total. That's the plan. Was there... I like how this... Oh, God. No, I mean, we could choose anyone. I just don't know what else we're going to try to do. I don't know what... Realistically, I don't know what user inheritance means. I feel confident about the psychic stuff, but... It sounds like a plan to me. I'm sure it's going to work out. You've got a job for me too? Let me at it. I will now go apprise the people not here as to what you need them to do. At the same time, I will also fulfill my own role in the plan. Very well, I'll enact the plan as soon as you give me the word. If all goes well, Akoma's curse should have no effect. What? You selfish little brat! But very well, I'll make you regret that choice. I'm sure if this fails, we'll probably get a hint at what we could do better. Let's see how long that defiance of yours holds out. I think I screwed up, and so Tomashige's curse was unleashed. In an instant, several islanders carrying Kippei's business card collapsed and died. I didn't see it happen. From the sound of his voice, I knew he wasn't bluffing. Oh, what have I done? I made the wrong choice. Well, do you think the guardian spirit thing then would work? There was no way to fight the curse. I should have just done as Tomashige said. Even if I went to the rooftop now and told those waiting there to warn the others to destroy the business cards, Tomoshige would likely never allow me to, and even if he did, in a time it'd take them to destroy the cards, he'd just keep pressing me for an answer, all while killing more and more people. There really was no way to fight him. I started thinking that if I gave in now, maybe I could still save a few lives. Before I knew it, I was saying the words out loud, telling that merciless man I'd obey and begging him to stop, apologizing through my tears. And so before time finally ran out, we sank to the bottom of the Ise Bay, fading in the foam. Kind of the same ending, I guess. Yeah, looks like it's the same. Only an endless burning hatred... I'm sorry, that was new. Yeah, as the darkness closed in, only an endless burning hatred was left in me as my consciousness faded into nothingness. Still basically the same ending, though. Yeah, I guess. I don't really need to see the credits again. Any hints? Forgive me. Unless if it's, like, specifically because I added too many cooks in the kitchen. Help me out, bro. It would seem things haven't quite turned out the way you hoped. Unable to stop the curse of Kippei Akoma, or should I say Tara no Tomashige, you allowed more victims to fall into his curse. I thought my idea was smart. In the end, Sato Shiranami had no choice but to perish alongside Tomashige. Now then, what could have been done differently? It appears you chose the right people, but you also included a few unnecessary ones that may have cost you precious time. Really? That was it? Fuck. Next time, it might be best to limit your choices to only those who are truly essential. And so for now, this path has come to an end. You'll be returned to the story chart. Please select a chapter to try again. I'm sure we'll see each other again soon. Farewell for now. I chose the right people. I mean, so obviously, I would say not Tsukasa. Like, obviously, her using her inheritance meant nothing for that moment. I forgot we have this. Fuck, man. I guess between those instances, all mockingbirds discovered. Theater, god damn. Okay. So the question is, do you think I had the right idea of the psychic stuff? Because the one thing I'm unsure about is when it says it must be Circe's to cast a spell on the paper. Like, does that mean she has to do it far away? Or if she gets Feast of Shadowed, will she be able to do that at the right time? I'm gonna just do it, because that's still the way I was thinking, and I think that's a very smart thought process. The Guardian, I don't know if it would be enough. Avi didn't have enough time when we tried using the Guardian before. Like, he had to kind of act quick. Very well, that's 2 in total. That's the plan. Alright, sounds like a plan to me. I'm sure it's gonna work out. This is our last chance. Let's keep it together. I will now go apprise the people. At the same time, I will also fulfill my own role in the plan. Very well, I'll enact the plan as soon as you give me the words. If all goes well, Akoma's curse should have no effect. Fingers crossed. I'll make you regret that choice. Let's see how long that defiance of yours holds. Hell yeah! So I just screwed up a little bit. It was just a tiny fumble. A small fumble. I was so fucking smart, except for they threw in, I feel like specifically they threw in the weird family thing with Tsukasa just to make you think that that was important. And it got me. They got me good. You know, conclusion is important and all, but we do also have this.